the Doctor?
Yes, I am, Ed.
For some reason, Susie, the girl who had a threesome with Sam Mitchell in February 1993, decided to put on a leather jacket and pretend her name was Ace, only to walk around Wolford with a clown.
Hey, do you like that, love?
Sanjay and Geeta aren't arguing.
What's happening?
Change.
Karma Kazemi is for some reason using the fake name Melanie Bush.
Shouldn't your Martin be looking after the stall?
Martin left EastEnders in 2007 and didn't return until December 2014, meaning he couldn't have possibly been looking after the stall for a whole of the year. Pauline died in 2006.
Kathy's dead.
Kathy died in 2006.
Hello, Phil.
Well, kinda.
Tim, wish my Arthur was still alive.
Arthur died in 1996, and this is supposed to be 2013, is it? And Pauline is still going on about him? What about Joe?
I see flares are back in fashion.
Flares were never back in fashion.
Yeah, everything in the last century seems to be having a comeback. Just wish my looks were.
When Kathy returned in 2015, her looks certainly were, and she still looked pretty much the same to how she did in the 90s, and nothing like that old bag John Nathan Turner seemed to think Kathy would become.
What year is this?
2013!
For the many reasons I've stated, this is literally impossible. Ignoring the fact that Pauline and Kathy's aging is all wrong, you could get away with saying this is about early 2006, with the assumption that Kathy for some reason returned from Africa to visit Wolford just before she died, but any other year afterwards, with Martin and everything, makes absolutely no sense.
I can remember exactly where I was when Kennedy was assassinated, but don't tell Arthur.
What exactly is Pauline implying here?
Danny? Yeah?
Was it another fling with Danny Taurus? A little hypocritical if you ask me, Pauline.
Ian, will you behave?
Just when you thought you could escape Ian Beale, there he is. The Vic was only actually painted red in 1992 after Grant burnt it down, so in 1973 it should have actually been brown.
Well, my skin's been great since I started using all over sunblock. I think it's right, it's a law.
So if Sarah Jane and Sharon were supposed to be friends in 2013, Sarah Jane should have been 62 in this scene, yet she's still wearing the Andy Pandy costume? Come on, Sarah, it's not a crime to dress your age. Sharon seems to be dressed as some sort of glamour star in 2013, when in reality she just endlessly dressed like Miss Piggy in this era.
Law? Since when?
Who the hell thought it would be a good idea to add in a futuristic CGI train?
You gotta clear the streets, you're in terrible danger!
I really hope the scene with Pat is set in 1993, otherwise that'd be hella difficult to explain.
If you think that Mandy should be helping the Doctor, there's one phone number, or if you think it's Big Ron, it's the other.
Considering the fact that on the 11th of November 1993 Big Ron had a heart attack, and was in hospital until the end of the year, as was part of a very big story which opened 1994, I'm for one glad that Mandy was chosen by the public, as Big Ron could never had physically helped the Doctor out. Literally, he was in a hospital bed. That being said, at the time, Mandy and Aidan cleared off until the end of November on the 16th, so Mandy actually wasn't on the square during the time of broadcast. Really, the options should probably have been someone that was actually there at the time. Maybe Richard Cole could report the Rani for trespassing instead. That was very in character. Oh heck, more Ian Beale.
You said you locked it. I did, someone must have broken in.
Grant didn't have anything to do with the Archers at this point, as in mid-1993, to get away from Sharon, Phil sold his share of the Vic to Grant, and Grant did the same to Phil with the Archers. Really, Grant should have been the one asking if Phil had locked it, not the other way round.
Well, you won't find him in here. He lives at number 1 Albert Square over there. I suggest you leave.
You've seen the Doctor?
Yeah. Dr. Leggy's the only doctor around here.
Alright, that bit was quite good. You can have a sin removed.
Well, I've seen him thrown out of the Vic, but never dragged in.
Who is Frank talking to? Is Pat just stood there in front of him? Now, I can't be bothered to actually research if Frank had seen someone being dragged into the Vic before, but I'm certain he probably likely had. Either that, or the scene took place in 1973. However, we know Frank wasn't around Wolford at that time, and I really hope it wasn't 2013, as Frank was dead.
Go.
Not before she cloned me, though. She's got a menagerie of clones in there.
Now, I know Rosa DeMarco was kinda supposed to be Italian, but I think John Nathan Turner misunderstood just exactly how exotic Italy was with this costume. The theme was supposed to be jazzy, not acid house.